morning, everybody. In the last class, we discussed about the concept of saving function. Dear student, as we discussed both saving function as well as consumption function so far, today we will try to derive saving function from consumption function, because we already discussed there are two components of income or aggregate supply. It's divided between two components. One is consumption, another is saving. So far we discussed both the concepts separately, consumption function as well as saving function. So today's topic, derivation of S function from C function. If you understand the derivation of saving from consumption, you can apply it inversely to derive the consumption function from saving function. So there are two alternative approaches we have here. One is algebraic approach, another is diagrammatic approach. Diagrammatic also based on algebraic approach. So first we start with algebraic approach. See, we know that y aggregate supply equal y and y equal C plus S. Y equal C plus S. So we have to derive here S. Therefore, S equal y minus C. Equation 1. Again, we know that C equal bar on C plus By. So, to calculate the value of S, what we have to do? We have to plot the value of C into the equation 1. So, putting the value of C into equation 1, we get S equal y minus, put the value of C bar on C plus B1, or S equal y minus bar on C minus B1, or S equal minus C bar plus y minus B1. Or S equal minus bar on C plus y1 minus B. That is the saving function. See, it's very easy to derive saving function from consumption function and vice versa. You can apply reverse for C C equal y minus s. By putting the value of s, you can derive the value of C also. So, this is the algebraic solution to derive the s function from C function. But more of it, for the purpose of examination, during the exam we have to explain the concept with diagram. Most probably diagrammatic approach is the most attractive approach to get better score during the exam. So for the purpose of examination, you should have command over the diagrammatic derivation of s function from the C function. So for the purpose, see the concept of derivation, what we have to take? We have to take both data, that is tabular presentation, as well as diagrammatic presentation. So see the diagrammatic derivation. Diagrammatic derivation of s function from C function. See the schedule. Of C function y and C. What we have to take the value y and C. The value of y 0, 50, 100 and 150. Value of C 20, 60, 100 and 140. We have to plot the diagrammatic presentation of consumption on a diagram or graph. Take a graph. Y-axis, x-axis. Along with y-axis, value of C consumption, and here income, y and C. Value of C 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120 and 140. Value of income 50, 100, 150. See the concept of consumption cost for draft 45 degree engine for aggregate supply equals income equals C plus S. The other consumption curve 20 at the level of 50 income at the level of 0 income, 60 at the level of 50, 60 at the level of 50, 100, and 100, the point of intersection. The point of intersection between C function and level of income, and 140, 140 income, 150 and 140 driving the straight line. C and aggregate supply. The point is break-even point. In this segment, C greater than Y due to autonomous consumption. In this region, Y greater than C. Therefore, saving is positive here. Saving is negative. So, from the given C function, we have to derive S function. So, apply the same data. What we have to calculate? The value of Y given 0, 50, 100 and 150. Value of C 20, 60, 100 and 140. We have to derive the value of S equal Y minus C. You have to calculate S equal Y minus C. Calculate the value 0 minus 20 equal minus 20. 50 minus 60 equal minus 10. 100 minus 100 equal 0 and 150 minus 140 equal 10. So, dear student, take another diagram just below the diagram for consumption. Same scale. Put the value of saving along with y-axis and income along with x-axis. From the saving we have to take negative part also because saving started from negative value of along with y-axis. So, see the derivation. What we got the value of minus 20. If you wish to derive the diagram directly from diagram of C, measure the area between two at the level of autonomous consumption. It's here bar on C. Take the same value, negative bar on C. Means you have to take the value of bar on C along with negative side of y-axis region. Whatever the consumption done or whatever the expenditure made by economy on consumption at the level of zero income may compensated by de-saving or borrowing. So dear student, at the zero level of income, the minimum basic consumption required for survival of economy is as same as the level of de-saving or borrowing. So the same value, whatever the value taken or plotted along the y-axis for C at the level of zero income would be plotted along with negative portion of y on this diagram for saving. Here we are taking the notation bar on C. Here negative sign of bar on C. For negative sign of bar on C, you can denote it by bar S as for saving. So you have to keep in mind the 3 points. The first point at the point of intersection, both the points, that point and this point, both the points popularly known as intercept of the curve. Intercept of the curve, whatever the value we take for C along with positive side of y would be taken for S along negative portion of y-axis. So this is the intercept of the curve, intercept of consumption, intercept of saving. Second point, you have to consider the break-even point. From the break-even graph of perpendicular and the third point, measure the gap and draw a dotted line. In that portion, you have to take the equal value, the value equal the gap between y and C. The gap between, so see, you have to identify the 3 points. First point, point of interception. Second point, point of break even. So at the point of break even here S equals 0. So we have to cross our S line along on the x-axis at the point of zero level of saving. And the third point, you have to keep the equal value along with the y-axis on this point as same as the gap between income and consumption. So by having all these 3 points, what the point? S function start from -20 because C function start from +20. It indicates that when y equals 0, C equals 20 and S equals -20 because consumption expenditure made by economy from saving or de-saving. So S equals 0 here, S equals 0 region, entire income has been consumed at the level of 100 income equal consumption, so there is no option for saving or de-saving. So on the second point, entire income has been consumed, so there is 0 saving. And the third, S function is a linear function because S line is a straight line moving upward from left to right. See the concept of a straight line or linear consumption and saving function. This is the assumption we take. There is linear relationship between consumption and income as well as between saving and income. There is linear relationship. Means if there is a change in Y, C and S both change. But the ratio of change between C and S separately remains unchanged for every change in income. See what we are showing here. As income rises from 0 to 50, how much income changes? Change in income equal 50. See the change in consumption 20 to 60, it's 40. Again, when income changes 50 to 100, means again 50 change in income, it accompanied by 100 minus 60, 40 changes in consumption. So, what we observe in the data, if we change 50 rupees in income, our consumption will be changed by 40 rupees. Again, observe the figure of S. When our income changes equal 50, saving also changes by 10. Means for every change, every 50 rupee change in income, our saving accordingly changes equal 10. So this form the linear relationship or a straight line relationship between change in income with change in consumption as well as change in saving. So since we assume that there is linear relationship, we have to apply the straight line to join the selected points. Means there is no option to join the line, to join the point with a smooth line. Only one option you have to join the 3 points with a straight line. So take a scale and join the line. It's saving curve or saving function. The S equal minus C bar plus 1 minus B Y. See the derivation of the line consumption equal bar on C plus B Y. So see what you need to focus on 3 points. First, S line starts from the point which indicates the value of autonomous saving. Autonomous saving at the level of 0. It intercept of the saving curve here, and the value of D saving or autonomous saving at the point of intersection of saving curve is as same as or is negative sign of value of autonomous consumption. So in the figure, S line start from minus 20 and C line start from plus 20. So only change in sign, value remains unchanged. Second, S line crosses the x-axis. See the point of intersection between S curve and x-axis, the point at which there is 0 saving, means here income equal consumption exactly, means entire income has been consumed by the economy. There is no option to save. So the second point you have to observe, and the third point, the slope of S line. The slope of S line. Slope, get the triangle A, B and C. See the slope of S curve. Slope of S curve A. Dear student, whenever you have to calculate the slope of any curve, you have to apply the simple formula: change in y-axis upon change in x-axis. So slope equal change in y upon change in x-axis. It's for axis. So convert the value what we are plotting along with y and along with x-axis. So here the area is change in y-axis is equal to change in delta S change in saving. So equal delta y upon delta x equal delta s upon, along with y axis, x axis what we are taking, we are plotting the value of income. So it's delta y, means you can say changing y axis AB upon BC equal delta S upon delta Y. Delta S upon delta Y and delta S and delta Y, delta S upon delta Y equal MPS. What? Delta S equal delta Y equal MPS. Again, continue with the equation MPS delta S upon delta Y equal 1 minus delta C upon delta Y, or since it's the value of V, so MP is equal 1 minus MPC, or MPS plus MPC, MPS plus MPC equal 1. So, dear student, see what you have to observe. You can calculate or get the slope of S curve. The slope of S curve, popularly known as MPS, marginal propensity to save. Slope of consumption is MPC, marginal propensity to consume. So, if you would like to calculate the value of MPC from MPS, you have to deduct the value of MPS from 1. And if you wish to calculate the value of MPS from MPC, you have to deduct the value of MPC from 1. Today, it's over now. You can derive the saving function from consumption function with the data, that is tabular presentation, with the schedule as well as with the diagram. So, thanks for today. In the next class, we'll discuss about the relationship, because it's lengthier to discuss all the points in the same class. It will create burden for you. So, in the next class, we will deal with the relationship between propensity to consume as well as propensity to save. Thanks all.